Welcome back to my channel. Today we will explore useState and useReducer hook in React. So why do we have to manage state? In React, we don't directly interact with DOM. So to update a DOM or interact with the DOM, we have to use a different state managing approach. For example, we can use useState, useReducer, context API, and other libraries like Redux. So there are many ways to manage state. Let's explore why and when to use useState. Well, useState is primarily used for managing and updating component level state variables within functional components. Basically, if we find a use case where we need to update any boolean or just a value, then we generally use useState. If we have to manage many states, then it's better to centralize state logic. And for the complex state management, we use useReducer. This useReducer hook make the state transition predictable, so it's easier to use. Now we will explore with some real life example. Basically, we will implement switching different tabs in a form using useState, also useReducer. So without any further ado, let's get to coding. So we have domestic and commercial, two switches we're going to use for toggling. And here we can see domestic and commercial. We have two types of services over here. So when you click on commercial, it maps through items for commercial, and when we click on domestic, it maps through items for domestic. And these items are coming from backend, by the way. So when we are clicking on any of the toggling, the selected item over here, changing the class names for selection, and on click function, handle item click. This function is basically managing the whole toggling functionality. So when you click on handle item click, it sets the item for selected item, and this item basically useState hook we are managing here. So through useState, we are managing the states. So when we click on any item, domestic or commercial, it sets the selected item, and then based on this selection, the many other set value for React hook form setting are being set. Okay, so what is the second approach we can take? Well, on the second approach, we can watch the value and send the value to the controlled component over here, and we're using controller for the control component. So you can see it's working the same way it did before. So here we're using a controller, as you know, to use any component from the outside of your component. You need to use controller for React hook form, and we're using here switcher 11. And basically, we're sending the switch name for the switch name here. Basically, the register for the React hook item, and switches here a domestic, commercial, whatever you can see. And also we can add title if we want. And we also are sending on change function here, and the reference. So reference is to tackle the React hook forward error. And since we're using TypeScript, we're also using interface over here, and this handle mode change is responsible for the toggling functionality here. On change, we are setting the value, and also, as you can see, the checked, we have implemented the select switch, and the on change handle mode change as we have seen before, the function. And the label here is